Now, guys, there's a lot going on all across the world right now, and it's no surprise that Russia and Ukraine are taking center stage. And the word sanction has been thrown around a lot lately, but I'm sure there's a lot of people who are still a little bit confused as to what sanctions exactly are, what they do, why we're putting them on Russia, and if it will have an effect or not. Now, we've had some great questions. Giovanni and Sam both had an amazing question yesterday in the live stream, wondering whether or not Russia can kind of skirt around and get rid of these sanctions and kind of lessen these sanctions if they use cryptocurrency. Now, there's a lot going on in cryptocurrency, and clearly you can send money, you can send this crypto anywhere in the world in nearly an instant. So a lot of people are concerned that Russia can go ahead, use cryptocurrency, and lessen the effect of the sanctions. And it just so happens that trending on Twitter this morning, Bloomberg Crypto was trending because they were asking the same question and jumping into whether or not Russia can use cryptocurrency to lessen the effect of the sanctions. So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in this video. And if it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. I'm here to make 2022 the best year ever. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Join us, become a bro. We are here every single day, and we are growing our portfolios together. Look, if you're brand new to investing, you don't know how or where to buy stocks and crypto, you got a link in the description for Webull. Super simple to set up your account. They got a great promotion going on right now. You guys are going to get more stocks now than you ever have before. Make sure to sign up for that. And if you do want crypto exclusive exchanges, we're going to be talking about these in this video. You've got Crypto.com, Binance, and Gemini in the description as well, so make sure to check those out. But let's just start off by understanding what sanctions are and why they're used. So we're not going to go into full detail about all of the sanctions that have been put on Russia, but we're basically going to summarize them and look at the effect that they've already started to have. So when you sanction a country, you sanction a person, no matter how you're doing it, you're basically putting monetary restrictions on them. And you're saying, right now, we'll use Russia as an example, since that's what we're talking about. Right now, they can no longer export and import in US dollars, euros, and so on, excluding a few goods and services, right? We know that they haven't hit the oil and natural gas service, potentially like they should. This is not some sort of a debate or anything like that. It's not political. But we're just discussing what these sanctions are. They have been cut off from international banking systems at this point. Basically, the entire gist of sanctions is to squeeze them monetarily. If they can't buy, if they can't sell, if they don't have access to their money, they're going to be cut off from the rest of the world. And that is what we are seeing right now. Now, to take a look at the effect that these sanctions are having so far, you can look at government debt in Russia. If they were to sell bonds in order to raise money, that debt has skyrocketed. It is sitting at above 15% interest rates. They have to pay 15% interest rates if they expect to raise money. Now, you've got the Russian stock market. It has been closed the last couple of days after dropping nearly, I believe, 50%. Imagine, that's equivalent to about 2008, 2009 here in the United States, when the S&P 500 fell about 50% during the Great Recession and everything that we had going on with the financial crisis back then. So the stock market has been drastically hit over that time frame. If you're looking at the ruble, that is the Russian currency, it is at an all-time low right now. So sanctions are having an effect on the Russian economy and what they're able to do and go out there, raise money, sell, buy goods and services, and so on. Now, the question comes in. Can they use cryptocurrency to get around this, to raise money, to bring funds in, and lessen the effect of the sanctions? Now, the answer is yes, and the answer is no. So it's going to kind of depend, and we're going to jump into why it depends. So what you need, if you guys aren't as familiar with cryptocurrency as some other people might be, you're going to need a centralized exchange in order to transfer your cryptocurrency into your fiat currency. If you own a Bitcoin right now, what does that Bitcoin get you? If you can't go to the store and spend it, you need to transfer it to US dollars if you want to spend it, right? So you're going to need a centralized exchange. Coinbase, Gemini is a centralized exchange. You've got Binance, you've got Crypto.com. There are plenty of centralized exchanges all across the globe. Now, one of the things that centralized exchanges do when it comes to cryptocurrency is they've got a KYC, or a Know Your Customer. That means that when you register with them, same as if you were to go out and open up a bank account, they're going to need your information. They're going to want to know who's bringing this money in, where it's coming from, and so on. Pros and cons to it? Absolutely. But remember, they have to work with banks across the globe in order to get this fiat currency out. They have to work with the government and so on in order to limit laundering money, yes, because that is an absolute possibility when it comes to these things, but they have to know their customer in order to do so. So if Russia were wanting to, I guess, transfer their Bitcoin or so on in a real currency, they would need to use a centralized exchange like this. Now, I'm going to level with you. Yes, the regulations and stuff are clearly going to be different for centralized exchanges in Russia, but if anybody here in the United States, if anybody across the globe using Coinbase, Gemini, Binance, Crypto.com are sending cryptocurrency to Russian wallets, that could cause a problem. Because what they're doing right now is they are targeting known Russian cryptocurrency wallets, and if you send to these wallets, it's going to be tracked. You're saying, well, how's it going to be tracked? Everything's on the blockchain, right? Exactly. Everything shows up on the cryptocurrency blockchain. If I send you $1 in Bitcoin right now, if I send you $1 in Bitcoin, that transaction is just permanently on the ledger. It is going to be there forever. Now, is my name necessarily tied to my wallet? No, not necessarily. If it's coming from a centralized exchange, then yes, it is, because they know their customer. But that brings us to decentralized exchanges, and this is where it could get a little tricky. So if Russia wants to skirt the sanctions here and lessen the effect of the sanctions on their economy and on their ability to buy and sell goods and services, they're going to need to use decentralized exchanges, and this is where cryptocurrency thrives, okay? This is why cryptocurrency is so important, it's so dangerous, it's so uncontrollable, and it's still unknown. A decentralized exchange is just that. There's no Coinbase or Crypto.com or anything for that matter that has a centralized authority that can monitor, that can shut down, that can, whatever, transact in the way that Coinbase and Crypto.com and Binance can do. Now, what does this look like? We still have wallets. You're still able to go out there, send and whatever. You can, all of the wallets are permanently put on the ledger. All of the transactions are permanently on the ledger so they can be tracked and traced. But with no centralized authority able to shut them down, the difference becomes, can these be used to skirt the sanctions? The answer is yes, but how do they transfer that money back to fiat currency? That becomes the problem, and everybody's always worried about laundering money through cryptocurrency. But unless you're willing to keep it in cryptocurrency, which you may or may not ever be able to spend, the goal is to get it back into the financial system. The goal is to get that money back into the financial system and get it into a bank account, get it into the economy in some way, and it must be transferred back into fiat currency. How do you do that? You have to use a centralized exchange at this point, unless you find some bank that is willing to buy your cryptocurrency and so on. Now, what it boils down to is that if you're going to use cryptocurrency to skirt the sanctions, right? If Russia wants to lessen the effect of the sanctions, they're going to need to find a couple things, okay? And I'm just going to level with everybody, and this is not advice on how to launder money, but they will need to find a dirty bank or a dirty banker that is not a centralized exchange. Clearly, that is illegal. I never condone any activity like that. But, attacking innocent citizens is also illegal, and they're going through that. So they would need to find somebody dirty to launder that money and clean that money for them. Could they? Absolutely. So here's, it's at that point, it's not cryptocurrency that is being utilized in the way that cryptocurrency should be utilized. You're going through so many illegal avenues in that respect that it's not necessarily crypto that's skirting the sanctions at that point. it's criminals. I mean, that's what it boils down to. It's criminals doing criminal things and you know, stealing money and disobeying the law and everything else. It happens on a daily basis. I get it. You get it. You know, Russia is not one that's following the law right now at all. So could they do it? Absolutely. But here's the thing. All of the wallet transactions are written down. They're followable. You can go out there. You can look and track and trace every single one of them. We can jump into privacy coins in another video. I'm not going to make this one terribly long, but there is a certain encryption method that they could go through in order to do it. But can they use it? The simple answer is yes. Are they using it? I have no idea. The longer answer is it's going to be very, very difficult in order to clean that money if they are using cryptocurrency as a way to skirt sanctions. It takes a lot more than a lot of people think. It's not just some easy game. It's actually harder to do than cleaning cash because everything has a record. Every single transaction is written and permanently on that ledger. And I don't care how many times. You could get an accountant, man. They want to go out there and just read the transactions all day long. That's probably their bread and butter. You know, they can look at those all day long and figure out where the money went, where the money was coming from, who has it now, and where it originated. And it would take a matter of time, and they would be able to do it. So it's not easy. If they're doing it, it is traceable, it is trackable, and I guess it's only a matter of time before we figure out whether that's what's happening or not. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. I know this video was a little bit longer. Hopefully I explained everything in a clear and concise manner that you guys understood. It was simple to understand. If you still got questions, let me know in the comments below. Hopefully we can get to those. If anybody else has answers down there or ideas or anything, get them down there. You guys know what to do. If this button right here is still red, make sure to click it, subscribe to the channel, join us, become a bro. We are here every single day, and we are growing our portfolios together. ClayBro883 on Twitter and Instagram. We will buy at ShimmonCrypto.com in the description below. And until the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.